Hello there, welcome to Target Radio Podcasts. Yes, we have a podcast for your ears. Every week here on the show, on our live shows that is, we try and get an interesting persons, artists, band members, music, poets, film playwrights. We even get, we'll try and get everyone. We'll try and get everyone that's interested in our genre of music that we portray here on Target Radio. So what we do is sit them down, we have a telephone interview, sometimes a live interview, and we discuss all things in their profession. So stay tuned here. This one is an absolute blast. You're going to love this, and I'll be back at the end to obviously, tell you what's coming up in the very near future. So I am the Podfather. I will now tell you that this is Target Radio Podcasts. Don't forget to check us out on iTunes, and if you think we deserve it, don't forget to leave us a 5-star rating. That would be rather nice. Thank you very much indeed. So over to me, Cookie, and obviously to Andy Top Walker as well. And sit tight, and enjoy. This is Target Radio.
Dear God in heaven, please let this show go okay, with no major boobs or goofs, or is it goofs? Please don't let me tread all over the intros of records, or say a naughty word.
I listen to Sean Cook.
Oh, Sean Cook.
We'd like to say that, in our opinion, it is not suitable for children or for those of you who may have a nervous disposition.
Oh, Sean Cook.
And a very good evening. The 19th of May, 2020, still in lockdown of sorts. Has it got to you yet? I mean, I'm out as a key work and it's getting to me. And it's lovely weather. Apparently now we are allowed to go to parks and things and sunbathe and stuff. The wife went out today and she's come back feeling all horrible and groggy. She's moaning she's had too much sun. I mean, what's that all about? Anyway, she took the kids out and I think the kids have had a great time. Talking of kids, here she is. Little Cookie, missing from action yesterday, but back to with us today. Hello, Ruby Roo, how are you?
Hello.
Hello. You're very quiet this evening. Why are you quiet?
I don't know.
You don't know. You're not talking very loud. That's why. Anyway, you're here to do the birthdays very shortly because we're going to hit the birthdays up very quickly this evening because we've got not one, not two, not three, not four, probably about 6-7 guests this evening. All of our guests are presenters here on the station, Ruby. That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, and we've also got a new presenter.
What, two new presenters, actually, or 3 if you like. Wow. So looking forward to catching up with some of the newer and not so newer presenters here at Target Radio. They're going to be telling you, that's it, they're telling you why you should tune in to theirs and other people's radio shows. I'm looking forward to it. It's the first time we've ever done anything like this, Ruby. Okay, so,
Yeah.
I mean, what could go wrong?
I have no idea.
No. Stay tuned for that. Okay, on the show this evening, we are going to try and squeeze in some music as well. We got something from the Yardbirds, Slim Harpo, the Easy Beats, the Hollies, some unsigned talent as well, and of course something from The Who. Hopefully, there he is, Tommy Clark. Hello. Hang on a minute. You need one of these. Where are they? Come on, in you come, guys. Are you ready? Yes.
Yes.
There, you get one as well. Everyone gets one tonight. Hang on a minute in the back. Social distancing. Come on. You're 3 metres apart. Get closer. Yeah, you never thought I'd say that, would you?
No, you would not.
Hello, Tommy. How are you, my friend?
Absolutely wonderful. How are you, Sean?
Yeah, not too bad. I've been watching your videos where you've been walking, looking quite stressed out. Actually, that's not really you, is it?
No, not really. But with 2 spaniels, one goes to the left, one goes to the right, and I walked in the middle.
Well, why not?
But it's great to get out in the morning with them in
Yes.
all types of weather. I heard you speaking with Wayne and saying it's beautiful sunshine. Well, up here it's pouring rain, sadly, in the west coast of Scotland. But hey, we're used to it.
Oh, for goodness sake. Honestly, you get all the rubbish weather, don't you?
We do indeed. We keep it away for you guys.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Now, Tommy Clark is, well, I'll tell you now, he is on everywhere at the moment, but you do a third-class ticket show. I love this. It's got so much in it. I mean, obviously, I listen to it each and every week, because obviously I produce, and obviously I make sure the levels are right. I mean, I know it's all already done by yourself, but I just like to make sure.
I'm a professional, Sean. You should know that by now.
You are very professional, and the way you do your shows are absolutely marvellous. You do break a lot of bands, which in terminology, it doesn't mean he breaks them as in, he drops them on the floor or something. In fact, he picks them up off the floor, and I'll tell you what, you give it some airtime, and you really do promote and champion them, which is really good.
The whole reason behind the band, Sean, the band, sorry, wrong interview. The whole reason behind the show,
yeah,
Sean, is when I was in a young band, there was nothing. There was nobody would give you any airtime. The local sort of commercial radio stations just sneered at you.
That's right.
There was nobody there that would actually say, "Come on, I'll play your stuff."
Yeah.
So when I had the opportunity to start the show, which was a few years ago, then we had a wee break. That's how we're only in episode 128. But
only
only episode 128. I know it flies by. It's amazing, but. Just basically to give bands their break into radio, and that seems to have worked over the years.
But you know, that is the exact concept why Target Radio was born as well. And I mean, there's so many radio stations out there that are doing it. I just wanted to be not the best or the first or anything. I just wanted to be another platform for these unsung heroes. Because like you rightly say, there's the commercial radio sector, they're just not interested because it's not making money.
No. But see, to be fair, that there's a bit of me that believes. See, your next favourite band, they were a local band with no airplay at some point, and you never know who's going to make it big and who's going to sort of falter and die within two songs, you know. So
yeah, of course.
It's great especially when sort of teenage bands come to you and they get really, really excited because they're getting played on the radio. It's brilliant.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's great, and then you see them progress and they get to bigger gigs and maybe a support slot, or they get a really big headline, a local headline or something like that.
Oh, it's fantastic.
And you've been there for the start.
Yeah, it's fantastic, yeah.
Great feeling.
It is. It's lovely to share their journey with them. Now, obviously, you're not a stranger to, being in part of the band yourself. You're a drummer, aren't you?
I am a drummer, so I hang around with musicians.
That's it.
And sometimes keeping time, sometimes don't.
Hey, we can't all be Keith Moon, and he wasn't even in time himself.
But hey, that's a different story. I've been a drummer for a long time and played in bands for years. So sort of cover bands and original bands, you know. So yeah. I've had my foot in every toe, and of course the dreaded tribute band. But hey. That's what I'm at the moment is doing a bit of tribute work and a bit of cover work.
No, absolutely. I love the video you made with the King's Experience just a couple of weeks ago, and you shared it on Facebook. That was absolutely fantastic. What did you use? Was that Zoom video conference call in?
I was actually, we all just recorded, the three guys, the bass player, the guitarist and the singer just used their mobile phones.
Oh,
and
wow.
I've got a Zoom, an old level Zoom Q2. And I recorded on that, and then we just put it in, and we put it to the bass player, and he took 2.5 weeks to get it right.
I'll tell you what, though,
4 videos together.
It was brilliant. It was absolutely fantastic.
If the four of us all did it together, but
that was good though.
A bit of smoke and mirrors there, Sean. A bit of smoke and mirrors.
No,
but it was good to do.
It was, and it's fun as well. I think it was a challenge, and obviously we need. Obviously, we're in challenging times now, and we need to do something. I mean, are you a key worker yourself, or are you isolating, or?
Yes, I am an office manager for Citizens Advice in Glasgow, but we're obviously working from home.
Yeah.
So I work for the Citizens Advice service. So.
Well, hang on a minute. The guys are coming back in because they think you need one of these, and I'm sure I agree.
Oh no. Just doing my job, as they say.
Oh, please, so modest. Look on. Right, okie dokie. So we've learned a lot about you so far. Now, obviously, I mentioned one of my heroes back in the day when I was growing up, listening to radio, which, was one of my things, now John Peel. Now... Yeah. he was so dry and almost, you could almost sort of like, nod off to his voice. But, my goodness me, what he'd done for a lot of the Unsigned bands back in the day, its legacy now, I mean, Undertones, come on. They would have been nothing without John Peel.
Correct, and that's he's always been a huge inspiration, especially with what I'm doing just now. I mean, actually, the show itself, just to go back into the distant past, was I was doing sort of mod playlists and putting them out as wee half-hour shows, and a local internet radio station said, "Come and do this." And when I started doing it, I started reaching out to sort of unsigned mod bands, and to get the stuff in. And then it started to really snowball, and a lot of other unsigned bands in different genres come in, and the show's evolved to what it is just now. It's a bit eclectic and a bit of a mismatch sometimes, but it's just great music.
It is, and you can tell in your voice as well. Our previous call with Mike Thompson, obviously with the Beatles, obviously weren't they were unsigned at one time, but you can hear in his voice so much passion, and that's the same for you. You get behind one of these bands or artists, and you think, wow, it's like you personally know them, and sometimes you might do as well, but you actually listen to their music, you get behind the lyrics, you really dive into it, and you can hear it in your voice. It's not just like, oh, well, that was so-and-so by so-and-so, and now we're moving on to another so-and-so by so-and-so. It's not like that at all in your shows, and I love that.
It really can't be. For me, it can't be. I mean, cut me and I would bleed music. That's just basically what...
Well, we won't go that far, but...
Well, I'm a Scotsman, I can handle it.
Oh, there we go. I was going to ask you what you wear under your kilt, but we're not going there today.
No, I don't even wear a kilt.
Oh, well, that's all right.
Girls. Anyway,
sorry, girls. No, he doesn't wear one.
I'm totally passionate about the music. And from the kind of... The teenagers who have recorded a track in their garage and they've kind of got some kind of production level to, I mean, there's a band. There's just so many bands out there that I've seen just slowly creep up there and start to get a bit of recognition. A favourite of mine is the band the Novatones from kind of Portsmouth way.
Okay, yeah.
And brilliant band, really great indie music, and I seen them in Glasgow with another 3 people. They had driven.
Wow.
It's probably actually Southampton. It's either Southampton or Portsmouth they come for, and they'll kill me if I've got it wrong. But I should walk it in that way. But
I can see them sharpening their knives right now.
but these guys drove from the south coast of England to Glasgow to play a gig in front of 3 people. They then drove to Sheffield and played in front of 500.
It's
and
amazing,
then they came back down the road, and within a couple of months they were opening one of the stages at the Isle of Wight Festival.
Brilliant.
And it just shows you how you can be a huge band in one part of the country and unknown at another, and then how you've really got to work hard at it and to get there. And if I can help any wee bit of and put music out there that somebody else hears and likes, and
absolutely, yeah.
That's what it's all about for me.
Absolutely, and that is why we're so happy to have you here on Target Radio as well. Your brilliant shows. I know you're on other radio syndicates as well. We don't mention those.
We
don't mention those. They don't exist. But obviously, we're all about championing the unsigned band and artist. And I know I play a lot of mod stuff on my shows and stuff like that. But generally, we're trying to entice them in with the Who, and then finish off with Who Was That? Really liked it. That's how we like to work. That's how we like to work on our shows, and most of our shows, if it's not the Beatles, it's Unsigned, and even Mike now, he'll put something together which will be, in reference to the Beatles, but they're not the Beatles. It's an unsigned band, which is really good. So who, I'm going to put you on the spot here, Tommy. For 2020, I know it's probably a whitewash this year, but who are you looking forward to seeing live this year? That could be signed or unsigned, doesn't matter.
Well, I'll tell you, I did have tickets to see George Benson, but it's been rescheduled to next year.
Yeah.
We've gone with a couple of my presenter friends to go and see him.
Yeah.
Which is just going to be a great party night. But I missed out on the Lathams were supposed to be up supporting Paul Weller in Glasgow.
Yeah.
We missed out on them. Hopefully they'll come back next year.
Yeah.
They're a fantastic band.
Well, I was due to see The Truth. That didn't happen. I was Paul Weller. That doesn't happen now. I mean, obviously, they're all going to be rescheduled.
I brought the year in doing DJ support for Bad Manners.
Oh, fantastic.
That's how I brought in my new year, which was an absolutely great night. You can imagine what Buster was like. So, but I mean, I've been lucky enough with some of my contacts. I do a bit of support DJing as well.
And did you have a photo with Buster?
No, this time, because I'm starting to look a bit bigger than him. So I was.
He obviously has lost a lot of weight and everything.
He's looking great. He's looking great.
He is, yeah. The energy of a big man like that, though. Where did it come from?
Just from start to finish. For his whole set is amazing.
Oh yeah.
Recently I've been doing DJ support for Secret Affair and
wow.
We've had Day Guys Up. It's just there's so many great bands that I did DJ support for from the Jam as well. All these great sort of mod revival bands who are still out there doing it. I love doing that. And then what I really love about it is seeing one of the local bands opening it for them, and then seeing them creep up. There's a band up here, that I've been championing for a few years now called Dogtooth. They're sort of based in Glasgow, a 3-piece band who started as a kind of mod covers band when they were 11, 12 and 14.
Correct.
And now they've just blossomed, and they're a great band, and I love the guys because I do know them personally, and I just wish great things for them. And was that yes, I do know them personally. I do know them.
That is very, very helpful, because obviously I'm just going to stop this drum solo because I thought I'd put that on in for you, and I'll play this in the background, but you might be able to hear it. There we go. I'll play that in the background there because the first couple of songs that I got from Dogtooth Band were instrumentals. There they are. Oh, that's fantastic. I had that on my playlist to play this evening because I know, they are a very, very good band. And, you do tap your toe to this stuff. It's great stuff. So I love it. I'm going to play that in the background now while I'm talking to you. Now, so Dogtooth obviously is a band to look forward to. Hopefully now, 2020, we still have music, ladies and gentlemen. You just can't get to see them play it as much at the moment. I know we've got all the video conference calling, Zoom, amongst other things, and obviously Facebook Live, and that's it, don't kick you off.
Listen to the radio.
Listen to the radio. Why not? It's easy. All you got to do...
You don't have to go anywhere. It's all there.
Switch it on. That's all you got to do. Sit in the garden if you're lucky and fortunate enough to have one. And most importantly, if you don't live in the rainy part of Scotland, enjoy the weather.
We've had 7 weeks of absolutely glorious weather up here, which is unheard of. And then we have had some announcements that the golf courses may open next week.
Yes.
And then in the rain. So that's why it is.
It's true, isn't it?
It's unbelievable.
Do you know, I said this about 3-4 weeks ago. I said, the day they lift the lockdown, we're just going to have horrendous weather.
Yep.
And it's starting now. It's starting from your end. So it usually travels down from the north. So come the weekend when we're all off from work or whatever we're doing, because obviously people are starting slowly to return back to work. I've noticed it on the roads now. They are getting a bit busier. It is one of those things where, we've got to start trying to get back to normal as best as possible. But obviously it's going to be a long time, I think, before we actually get back to what we were before, obviously, this lockdown started.
I think we've got a new normal to look at.
Absolutely. Oh, let's put that back to the bed there. There we go. Right, okay, let's just put that back on. Right, so brilliant, lovely. Now, Tommy, I've asked this of all of our presenters this evening. Why should they listen?
I still don't know what I'm going to say.
Oh, that's good. That's good. As we get through the evening, it gets easier for every presenter, and I'm going to have to rush through the last couple now, but I'm sure I will. So I'm going to put them all on at the same time. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Why should they listen to the Third Class Ticket Show here on Target Radio?
Because you're going to hear your new favourite band. And also, as I say in my wee tagline, let me take you on a musical journey every week.
You can't get any better than that. Now, the best of luck, obviously, for your shows, because they are really, really good. And obviously, once the lockdown has finished, I need to come and see you guys play in I Love the Kinks. They're one of my favourite mod band. I'm using that word. I'm going to use it loosely, but one of my favourite bands of all time. I love the Kinks. They are on par with the with the Who and the Jam for me. They're the three sort of go-tos that I love personally. I love Ray Davies' singer-songwriting style. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I love a story, and I know how it ends, but I don't care. I'll listen to it again and again. Loved it.
Sounds good.
Absolutely. Oh, hang on a minute. I mentioned Ray Davies, didn't I? There we go. Right. Like I know him. Right. Thank you very much. Tommy Clark for now. Thank you very much. You stay safe, my friend, and do what you do.
My friend.
Okay. Care. And put the umbrella up. Take care, my friend.
Bye-bye now.
See you soon. Take care. There he is, Tommy Clark. And there he is. He's gone now, but not for long because he'll be back on our radio station very soon with the Third Class Ticket Show episode 128. How many? Right. Okay, we are running low on time this evening. I've got to play a couple of tunes. This is Saturday Night by Manny Pezzaroli. After this one, I'm going to be speaking to somebody else. God, I need a break. And hopefully we'll get both of these lovely gentlemen on. I've never spoken to Brian Mitchell before, so I'm looking forward to speaking to both of these gentlemen. And hopefully right now that they should be live on the air, let's hopefully welcome Rik and Brian. Hello!
Oi, oi. Captain.
There he is! Oh my goodness me, it's so good to have you guys on, and it's so good to actually get this thing working as well, which is rather decent. Rik and Brian, hello guys, how are you?
Absolutely chipper.
Excellent, lovely. Okay, now we're gonna have to fly through this because obviously we've got one more to go after this. Who knew 2 hours I couldn't get all these guests in? My goodness me, I talk too much. Now, we've got a brand new show, haven't we? As a collaboration with Target Radio and the Tip Top, I'll get it right in a minute. Help me out here. What's it called?
Tip Top Pop Show.
There we are. There we go.
And the Lucky Bag.
And Lucky Bag, yes. Thank you, Brian. You both host both of those, and we've got a brand new show from 12 till 2 this coming Saturday, haven't we, lads?
Indeed you have, yes.
Looking forward to it. Now, what do we expect to see and hear? Well, hear at least on your fantastic new show.
Chaos.
Anarchy. That's what we... Hang on a minute, they're back. Hang on, that's exactly what the right answer. Yes! Stop it now. Right, so chaos and anarchy. What more can we say? Thank you very much indeed for joining us. No, I'm joking.
Good to speak with you.
Oh, my goodness me. So... new music, unsigned music, some stuff you've heard of before, some stuff that you haven't heard of before. Is that sort of roughly where we're going with this ship?
Indeed.
Sounds good.
Brian handles all the punky side of things and educates me that way.
Yeah.
And I dig out stuff from the niche from all over the place, including way back when, stuff you won't have heard of over here before at all.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and when we say niche, we mean niche.
Oh, I like the word niche because it can mean absolutely everything and anything. So explain a little bit more. Just dive into niche for me, if you wouldn't mind, please, Brian.
Oh, my word. Rik has a tendency to dig up this stuff. I don't even know where it comes from, and I can't even explain it. I wish I could. But it's an absolute joy to listen to it.
I've got some Iranian Northern Soul from the 1960s.
There you go.
Fantastic. That's what we want. That's what we want to hear. You know, we want to hear some of this niche stuff that, you know, pretty much no one's heard of before. And once you've heard of it, once you heard it on the radio, that you think, hang on a minute, I really like that one. And it brings them back for more and more and more. That's the whole point of it, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it's become a bit of a central focus on the show, even though we play new, unsigned classics.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. It has become a bit of a focal point for the show.
Absolutely. And now, have you been shooting your Nerf gun just recently? That's what I want to know. He's gone. He's on the floor now.
It's currently here with me. I take it with me everywhere I go.
Oh my God. Now, for those that don't understand the concept of what I'm talking about here, just please explain a little bit more, please, Brian.
Well, we also host something called the Tip Top Pop Show, which is our sort of equivalent of Top of the Pops. Which we no
direct rip-off with the music. I know that for a fact.
None whatsoever.
No.
And no rip-off of the show. It's like a better version of Top of the Pops.
Would you know? I can't disagree. I cannot disagree at all.
Fresh.
Definitely fresh.
But obviously featuring the kind of best of all the bands that we've played on the radio and that we've supported over the last year or two.
course, yeah, absolutely. So I think the concept is that you have some live acts and obviously then some video packages coming in. I think we discovered that with when we were talking to Rik last week, and it is a good concept. I've watched a couple of them now. Obviously, I found some time. My goodness me, where did I find it? And I loved it. I loved the sort of concept, the banter between you two guys as well, introducing the next act and shooting xylophones and other things as well, which I thought was really madcap and just kept you watching, really.
Yeah, I would offer that the Lucky Bag is pretty much in the same vein.
Oh, my God. What have I let myself in for here? I'm going crazy. It's going to fall out now.
Well, the idea, the concept as well is that Brian doesn't tell me what his playlist is, and I don't tell Brian what my playlist is. So
hence the anarchy and confusion.
And natural reactions.
And also, I think it ties in with the philosophy of the Lucky Bag that you put your hand in and whatever you get, that's what you get. You know, we've sort of thrown it back to childhood memories.
Brilliant, lovely. So 1 minute you can get a sherbet dip down, next minute you can get a walnut whip without the walnut. What's that all about? Do you know, I went to pick up 3 walnut whips the other day for my wife who loves a walnut whip, and I bloody took the walnut off. What's that all about? Anyway, that's for another day. We'll have a deep discussion on Target Radio about the walnut whipless, or is it the whipless walnut? I don't know. But so the Lucky Bag really starting this coming Saturday at 12 o'clock. 2 hours of madcap fun with you two guys. Okay, who's leading the ship? Who's actually steering it?
Oh, Brian's the captain. I'm merely the rudderless rudder boy.
Shipmate Bardsley.
Oh
my goodness me! Why have we let you on there? That's the thing. We can't get you off now.
Just wait till we get bands in, because the rule of the Lucky Bag is bands come in, but they're not allowed to play.
Oh right, okay, that makes perfect sense, I think.
But every band that comes in, they get their own personalised. We have our own Lucky Bags. It's like a Blue Peter badge. You only get a Lucky Bag if you come on the show.
Gotcha.
And inside the Lucky Bag are some sweets.
Yep.
A toy that relates to the band.
Yep.
And 3 random questions they must answer as frankly and honestly as possible, disregardless of any embarrassment.
Gotcha.
Can I distance myself from the 3 questions? Rik that puts the 3 questions. I'm just distancing myself from them. Is that okay?
That's fine. Absolutely fine. Do you know something? If it's just literally a snippet of what we are going to get on at 12 o'clock on Sunday, on Saturday, we are in for a blooming good show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking forward to it already. I mean, honestly, I am looking forward to it. And I've got to produce this. I've got to get this. I've got to get this over. So you've got to get this over to me, and I've got to get this on the system. I can't wait to hear it.
We're going to be chucking it over to you on Thursday.
No problems at all. Lovely.
And we're going to be. You asked for some profile shots, didn't you? Mug shots and things.
Well, why not? Yeah.
Well, we've
Nerf guns are optional. Nerf guns are
cartoons.
optional. Yeah, you can have cartoons. I don't mind. However you want to do it.
Well, they're done, and then
Excellent.
we're going to send our profile over as well.
Fantastic.
Which is a pack of lies, but there you go.
I'll tell you what. The more packs in there, the better. And Nerf guns are optional as well there, Brian.
Fantastic.
Oh, brilliant. So, in just one sentence each then, guys, okay, because we're going to move on. I do apologise. It's running so short of time this evening. We've still got to get Cobb on yet. Why should we tune in this Saturday and every Saturday from 12?
Primarily because it is a Lucky Bag. Dip in, have a basin full of what you want. There'll be disappointment, because there always is in a Lucky Bag, but there'll be something in there.
Yeah.
There'll be a bit of gold gleaming, even if it's only the cover of a Caramac.
Wow, that sounds good. And Brian?
You can't beat a bit of R&B. That's Rik and Brian.
Maximum R&B.
Oh, that is fantastic. Guys, you've been stars this evening. As short as it was absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. Do you know something? I might have to go over, because obviously we've got to speak to Cobb yet, and it's 5 to 9 now, and I should really speak to him. But do you know something? You guys deserve one of these. And I just hope after the first one that the ship does not sink.
Let's see how that goes. Good to speak with you, Sean.
Oh, thank you very much indeed. So we got Rik and we've got Brian, and they will be hosting their own Lucky Bag this coming Saturday from 12 o'clock. Look out for it. It's going to be absolutely spectacular. If that is what we're looking forward to, the chat, the banter, and, the walnut whipless or whipless walnuts. No idea what's going on there, but stick your hand in. You'll never never know, you might get yourself something you really enjoy. Then again, you might end up with something that's really sour in the mouth. You just don't know.
yes.
There we go. What an analogy. Thanks, guys. Speak to you later.
See you later. Thank you.
Ta-da! Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Oh, fantastic. What a pair of nutters. There we go. I need a pair of them on my walnut whips. Hopefully we have Cobb Beckett on the other end of this now. Hello, Cobb. How are you?
Hello.
Hello. Hang on a
I'm
minute.
Good, thank you.
Good. You need one of these as well.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. They're appreciative of the 10p that I keep giving them. But every time they come in, they run in and they do a little cheer. And then
It's
they,
incredible, isn't it?
It is, absolutely, yeah. They're all social distancing as well. I don't know how I'll get them all in here. Oh, fantastic. Anyway, better late than never. We are running extremely late this evening. But do you know something? It doesn't matter because we're only going into your show.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Which is really weird, isn't it? So we're going to start your show 15 minutes later, so everything's going to be running 15 minutes later this evening. So tonight we've got Cobb's You and You starting at 9:15. I'll explain in a second. And Mike Thompson's Beatleology Hour. Rather than 10 o'clock, it's going to start at 10:15 this evening, so we can get a chance to speak to your good self before we actually listen to your good self on your show. Now, You and You, tell us a little bit about your format and your show, please, Cobb, if you don't mind.
Well, format-wise, it's a little bit odd, I'd say.
We like odd.
Yes, I could tell. I think it's well, we like to play young unsigned artists. You know, get them out there. People who are struggling. I mean, I'm a young unsigned artist myself.
Yep.
It's never been easy to get music out there. You know.
No, definitely not.
So it's nice to be able to play people my age and actually get everyone on the air. It's brilliant. It's a little bit of an honour, to be honest.
Aww.
I'd say.
Well, the honour is all mine playing this fine music because I love it. I really do love it. I mean, there's some of them, you know, a little bit like the Lucky Bag who was talking to the guys before. You know, you put your hand in, you never know really what you're going to get, but most of the time you do get, you know, your favourites.
Yeah, no, I've discovered loads of bands that have become almost my favourite band now from just meeting people through the show. It's brilliant. It's incredible.
Yeah, of course, absolutely, and I love that. And I love that. You know, you get to listen to some fine music, and you get to play that fine music, you know, on your shows and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, you find that you're listening to it in the car, and you think to yourself, my goodness me, you know, I mean, I love the Jam, I love the Who, I love the Kinks, you know, I love all that sort of stuff, you know, and then I find myself, yeah, I listen to it, but I might listen to The Game, or I might listen to Manny Pezzaroli, you know, I've just played, and, you know, I enjoy that music as well so much, so it does grow on you.
It does. It's definitely, there's some different bands that I've found through this and some styles that I've never even really tampered with myself, and it's brilliant to be able to play them and hear them, and I've added them to my playlist now, and
exactly,
got to the bands that I've never heard of, I didn't sort of get into this. So
being a musician, you know, I'm going to ask this question. I mean, obviously, you know, from the untrained ear as mine, I mean, obviously, I listen to music and I think, yes, I think that's really going to be a winner, or no, I'm not so keen. I need a few more listens. I mean, from a musician's point of view or a musician's ear, what do you listen for first?
I don't know. I guess I've realised with this, I need to stop. I guess disputing genres. I need to kind of look at the emotion in it. Is what I've been trying to do. Really see where they're coming from with them, which is open my eyes a little bit. It's made me realise that maybe I used to be very I guess particular with my music, very particular with my genres, and it's actually kind of opened my eye a little bit. I've been looking at more how hard people try with it. Maybe, you know, obviously nice little techniques as well that you see, maybe some interesting instruments that you wouldn't think, but it's actually the emotion that I've started to look into more, which is a bit strange, but it's actually really nice to see that now, I guess, yeah.
Okay, dokie. And what do you play? I mean, are you a musical instrument fan?
Yeah, so I started with bass, but I guess I've got into a little bit of everything now. Okay. As I've you know, self-produce and write songs myself, so I have to play everything. Luckily, I've got the studio to do it. Thanks to my dad, who's also a musician. He's funded me with everything and supported me the whole way, which is.
And obviously, you've inherited, you know, through genetic engineering, I suppose, you've inherited a few of these tools as well.
Yeah, it's actually fallen through to me. It's brilliant.
Brilliant, that's what we like to hear. I actually had a video studio tour of your studio, which was rather good. I like that. It's quite good.
Yes.
Was that yourself put that? Was that yourself put that together?
Yes. So one of the artists who actually on these we had an interview with him on Friday.
Okay.
But he came over and he's into his cinematography, so he thought he'd do a little bit of a behind-the-scenes video with me.
I love that.
And
It was
we'd like
raw.
to
It's
do some more
great.
as well.
Yeah, it was raw. It was great. And if you're not sure what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, head over to Cobb Beckett's Facebook page, and you'll see a little video clip there of Cobb's studio. Is that where you do all your production for the radio show as well in there?
Yes, yeah. So I spend many hours in there a day doing
In the
all
man
sorts of
shed.
musical things, including the. It's a very odd room. Many people have described it in some interesting ways, but it's full of creativity. It gets me making the show, making tunes, everything. Really.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I've got a very similar setup myself in the back garden. I think everyone's in the back garden.
Yes, that's
these
where
days.
mine is. Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone is. I was talking to Steve Smiley last week, and his studio's in the back of his garden as well, which is really quite funny because
it's away from the family, isn't it? That's
it's away from the family. It's away from everything. You know what I mean?
a little bit of a break.
It's a great excuse to get away from them. Oh, hang on. For the wife's listening, I love you lots, and I'll be in soon. Honestly.
Oh yeah, my parents as well. Actually, yeah. Love you.
We love you. We really do. Which is funny because that's the last song today. Is by the Electric Stars. We love you. We're going to play that later. So going on to your concept then, because obviously we chatted online and everything about what you wanted to do with your radio show. Now, as soon as you came back to me and said, look, I love the Unsigned, being a musician myself, I said, right, yep, you're in. Definitely, you're in. And your shows are becoming very, very popular indeed, my friend. And I enjoy it. I enjoy the intro. I love the intro itself.
So
it's
hard
fantastic.
on that bit, I think it's probably the best bit.
Well, it's all downhill from there. No, it's not. It really is good. And you do champion a lot of unsigned talent there, which is really nice to see.
Yeah.
And
I think over this weekend we've actually hit a little bit of a jackpot, and we've got I think next week there's going to be a whole rush of new artists, which is brilliant.
And that's what we want to hear, because these artists, they struggled before the Corona lockdown, and obviously going to pubs and then no one going to the pubs. What's that all about?
Now you can't even see them at gigs, which is really difficult.
You can't see them. You can't see them play. So the only way you really can get to hear their goods, if you like, to actually sort of taste the goods before you see them live, because I think, it's a chicken and an egg syndrome. I mean, what do you do first? You go and see these bands live and you think, nah, not really for me. Or do you want to hear their music first, then see them live? I mean, it's one of those chicken and egg things, isn't it, really?
Not sure which one.
No, I'm not sure which one's the best way forward. Do we go and watch the egg hatch into the chicken, or the chicken laying the egg before it gets hatched? It's a really sort of strange scenario. For me, I think it's a bit of both, because if you enjoy the music, you want to go and see them play live. Sometimes watching a band really got good stage presence, and they do comedic things, and they really gee up the crowd. You think, hang on a minute, I really enjoy their sort of on-stage presence. I really want to hear some of their other music when they're actually being serious in a studio, for instance.
Yes, I think I've got into loads of bands by doing that. Just going to see someone else and then obviously seeing another band at the same gig, and actually their stage presence has been incredible. I thought, actually, these people seem really, really good. And then obviously I've then loved them ever since.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I've seen quite a few bands go on to sort of bigger and better things, from the Unsigned into sort of like going into record labels, and then obviously making their billions of pounds, or maybe hundreds, I don't know. But I've seen that development, and that's why I really wanted Target Radio to start from where I was, to see if I can just give myself a little pat on the back now and again, and see if I can break an artist. Not, as I said before, not on the floor and super glue them back together. To see if I can actually get that artist from, just a quick sort of stint into Target Radio onto sort of bigger platforms and bigger things, and not yet. It's getting there, and...
You never know. I'd say it's definitely coming.
I think so too. And, I won't stop at one.
Target Radio's growing, as I've...
oh, my goodness,
as I've seen recently,
It has, and I'll tell you what, we're very close to getting 1 million listeners, which is absolutely... hang on a minute. They're back in again. There they are. Oh, it's fantastic. I love doing this, and, if I had more time, and obviously if money wasn't an issue, I would do this every day for nothing. I do it for nothing anyway. I enjoy doing it. You know,
I'm enjoying it doing it every day at the moment. Now,
yeah.
Obviously, I'm put on furlough, so I get to do this every day, which has been absolutely brilliant.
Oh, that's brilliant. So
You're
you're sort of getting paid for doing what you do. You know, you love.
I know,
and,
it's really strange.
And you're getting 8% of your wages for something you didn't really like doing. That's great.
Yeah, it is. I feel like I'm on a little bit of a winning streak.
Oh, that's fantastic. Right, we've got 3 minutes before we finish off the show this evening, so I'm going to ask you one simple question, really, as I've asked every single one of our presenters here this evening on Target Radio. First and foremost, where can we find you, Cobb, on our radio station? Where are you, and what do you do, please?
Where am I? So, I am on, Fridays usually at 9 p.m.
9 p.m. on Fridays, correct?
Yes, and it's me and a few other strange characters on the show, and we play nice young unsigned artists, get them out there, help people support them really and get them heard. It's a little bit different, and hopefully it puts a smile on people's faces. It's a little bit comedic as well. So
and that's what we want. That's exactly what we want. And Cobb, it's brilliant to have you on board. You're one of our newer presenters here, but it doesn't mean any less that you've really brought the audience to us, and obviously to you, a great show.
Brilliant.
And all we can say is thank you for your continued support with Target Radio, and most importantly, your brilliant shows, my friend. They are good.
Yes, I put a lot of work in. So does my other Cobb. We have two of us, and we both sort of put a lot of effort into the show.
Go on, who's the other person?
So he's called Jacob as well. So we're both Jacob, which is very confusing. So we've gone for Cobb and Moki, as we call him.
Moki
on the show. It's a nice little nickname. It's brilliant. He plays my producer in the show. So we have He actually writes the scripts and is basically my producer anyway, but we work together.
I'll tell you what now, I've just learnt that. Can you throw over a little picture and obviously a little bio of him, and I'll stick him on the profile.
I will do.
We'll have a bit of Moki on the old Target Radio website. That sounds good to me.
Oh, I'm sure he's listening now, so he'll be over the moon.
There we go. We've got less than a minute now before we actually hear your show, which is fantastic.
Brilliant.
I was going to play the Electric Stars this evening, but unfortunately we've run out of time listening to all of our brilliant presenters here this evening. But it's been a pleasure. Hang on, back in
Thank
again.
you for getting me on.
No, you're very welcome, Cobb. And hang on a minute. Have one of these on the house.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. I'm bound.
Oh, there we go. Cobb, it's been brilliant. I'm looking forward to your new show for this coming Friday. And you take care, my friend, and keep out of everyone's way. People that you know and love, that's it, arm's length, 2 meters, and keep washing those hands. And we'll catch up with you soon, my friend. Take care.
Thank you very much. You too. Right, bye.
See you later. Bye now.
Bye.
There he is, Cobb Beckett, and we are pretty much out of time this evening. Thank you very much indeed for all of our lovely guests on the show this evening, and most importantly, you guys out there in radio listening land.